Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to today's random game of the day, which is Pikmin, because I figured that since Pikmin 3 comes out in North America this Sunday, it would be a fun game to play. And of course, if you have never played Pikmin before, hopefully this gives you, kind of a chance to see what it is like. Although if you have played it and you're looking forward to Pikmin 3, then hopefully this just gets you even more pumped up. Although of course, if you don't live in North America, Pikmin 3 is probably already out, you lucky people. But anyway, enough of watching intro demos here. Let's actually start the game. And I said start the game just like that. And it's going to tell us that this memory card that I have in right now does not have any data on it. I'm actually not 100% sure. I have way too many GameCube memory cards. I'll never be able to find the one that actually had my Pikmin 1 data, because I beat this game many years ago. I think it said on the title screen, it came out in 2001. 12 years ago. I cannot believe that Pikmin 1 has been out for that long. I think North America's release was like December 2001. So this December it will be 12 years since this game came out. I was 9 years old. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. And I cannot believe it when I think about that. But yeah, so there's finally going to be a third one. I mean, they definitely took their sweet time with it. I mean, you figured that the Wii would have been the perfect console for a new Pikmin game. And they did re-release 1 and 2 on the Wii with the updated, Wii remote controls, but then for some reason it took them forever to create the third one, which finally came out on Wii U, which is finally coming out on Wii U, which is okay. I mean, at least it's finally coming out, I guess. I mean, yeah, since it has been a while since I played Pikmin, hopefully I remember all of the controls. It is a real-time strategy, and there definitely is a bit of a learning curve to this game, so hopefully the fact that I haven't played it in a while, I'm not too rusty, and I can remember what most of the buttons do. There we have Captain Olimar, kind of dead, although kind of not dead right there. And let's see, so I believe we have some text, and then we finally get to start moving around. There will be a little bit of text in the beginning, but overall, I mean, as you saw there, Captain Olimar kind of crashed on this crazy planet, and he was struck by a meteor, and then he must have blacked out, and then he awoke on the surface of this crazy planet. And the fact that his ship is named Dolphin is actually a reference to the code name for the Nintendo GameCube. It was originally called the Dolphin before, it's eventually called the GameCube. Just like the Wii was called the Revolution before it was called the Wii. Who remembers that upset? That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen on the internet. Back, message boards used to be the most popular thing. Everyone was raging about that. It was pretty funny. But anyway, as you saw, we need to find the parts to fix his ship, and that is the premise of this crazy game. But before we worry about that, I hate how the camera is so zoomed in at this point. There's actually nothing that you can do to fix that at the moment until you find what the heck I'm looking for. Where is it? There it is. Darn it. It's so hard to find it. Unless there is a way to zoom out there, and I just don't know. But usually I think you press R to zoom out, and it doesn't work when you first start the game for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, we found this thing. So this strange, crazy thing has appeared. And it kind of shot a seed out of it, although everyone knows what that actually is. All these questions that Captain Olimar is asking himself are things that we have known for quite a while now. There we go. Now the camera is actually half decent. I don't know why it's so bad when you first start the game. Where did that seed actually go anyway? Is that it? Yeah, it is. You have to wait for the leaf to kind of grow. And if it stops doing cutscenes, we can finally pick it and get on with this game. Yes, we're going to be calling those things onions. I guess that, even though they're probably, they wouldn't technically be called that on the planet, since, he kind of just came from nowhere and named it that. I guess that's probably considered the official name, and that they're not actually ever called anything else. But anyway, there you go, we picked that out, and there you go, we finally have our first Pikmin, like 5 minutes into the video. So there you go, the guy is completely alive, and he's going to name it after Pick brand of carrots. You just said I called it a Pikmin because you picked them out of the ground, but nope. I had to make sure that the reason was completely ridiculous. Okay. And it's funny that the planet is considered toxic considering that, it's oxygen. Oh no. Hints that this is probably supposed to be kind of like Earth, and I mean, we'll see other things that kind of hint towards that. But anyway, I'm not skipping all this in case there are people who are interested in reading it, but yeah, basically you have RNL, camera controls, we have the ZZ bubbly bot button to change the angle, and we just have things that do things. There we go, we finally have a Pikmin now. You can throw them and they can do things. You can press B to call them back. You want to throw them at things like this flower here, and they can beat that down, and then they can grab these pellets, and they can take them back to the ship, and when they put those in, or I guess back to the onion, and when they put those inside of the onion, it will shoot out more Pikmin. The number on the pellet indicates how many Pikmin are required to lift it up and move it. And then it also kind of indicates how many Pikmin will come out when you put it into the onion as well, though depending on what color you put into which onion, it can kind of change sometimes. So it seems to be kind of like an incubator, the flower, and more Pikmin have come out of that, although you need to wait a couple of seconds for the leaf to come up. So one of the things about Pikmin is that you have to be kind of quick at times, because you only have 30 days worth of oxygen to complete everything, although they give you unlimited time on the first day, that you can kind of figure out how things work, which is good, because I kind of need help remembering exactly how all the things work in this game. Seriously, we have another flower here, so we can throw a whole bunch of guys to beat that down. Of course, the more Pikmin that you have working on something at one time, the faster it will be. So even though it has a number 1 on it, you can get up to 2 Pikmin at one time to carry that, and they'll get it to the onion faster, and there we go. 2 more Pikmin have come out. Just need to wait for those to grow again. And yeah, pretty much the beginning of the game is just about building up Pikmin, learning the controls, and stuff like that. I probably should be looking around for other things while I wait for these guys to grow leaves, but oh well. Let's see, so pick this up. Of course, at the bottom it shows your total number of Pikmin. That is Pikmin that you currently have following you, Pikmin that you currently have out on the field in total, and Pikmin that you have, including ones that are inside of the onions. Now let me see here. There's our crash ship. Where are more pellets around here? Let's see, I believe they're kind of over here. Yes, they are. So here is a big thing right here. Of course, a number 5. I have 5 Pikmin now, so I can throw all of them over there, and they can pick that up and carry that to the onion. Of course, I could have gotten that number 1 as well. But once those guys finally get that over there, I will be able to push this box right here. You will sometimes see kind of hints on things to indicate just how many Pikmin you need to, you know, kind of move them out of the way. It's that 10 on that box, which is kind of hinting that you'll probably need 10 Pikmin to move that. Anyway, let's see. Put that into there, and we can get the Pikmin out. And yeah, so there's a little bit of waiting sometimes, you know. I mean, if you're really good at this game, there's probably always something to do, and you'll never actually have to wait. I mean, of course, once you start building up more Pikmin, you won't have to send all of them to do the same task. You can send one of them, like some of them to do something, and some of them to do something else. But of course, since you start the game with 1 and you have to build them up slowly, it takes a little while for you to eventually, you know, get somewhere where things don't take forever. So anyways, now we have 10 of them. They can all push this box out of the way. I've been using the C stick to kind of control where the Pikmin go. Like, you can throw them to get them to go certain places, but you can also use the C stick to kind of direct them in certain places so that you don't have to throw them all the time. So let's see, after they've pushed that out of the way, we can proceed on. And we have some crazy text there. But yes, if we can use them as slaves to help me fix my ship. And basically more controls in case, like, you know, you haven't been listening this entire time. But yes, overall controls, like you said, we can press Y to kind of bring up a menu here. It says things like how many pieces of the ship we have, how many Pikmin we have. And pressing R will give you the breakdown of all of the controls right there. Like I said, there definitely is a learning curve. Don't expect to be the best Pikmin playing guy right at the start. And look what that is! So there you go. So how will I get it back to the dolphin? I wonder. Maybe we should call the Ghostbusters or something like that. They'll be able to help. But overall, when you go up to it, you will notice that it says you need 20 Pikmin to help move it. And unfortunately, I do not have that many at the moment. So we're going to call all of my Pikmin back. Where is the 10th one hiding? It says I have 9 out of 10 right now. Where did one get lost? You know, I have absolutely no idea. We will worry about that in a minute. I'm sure we'll find him somewhere. Although, let's see, I can get those guys to move that one, I can get these guys to move this 5. And there you go, I think I eventually got all my Pikmin back. I think one of them was just stuck. Oh, maybe that guy, I don't know. I have no idea what happened. You can also press, I think it's the X button, to kind of stop Pikmin that aren't doing anything from moving for a moment, but you don't have really much use for that right now. I guess I could always use this guy to pick up something like this. You can probably throw him up there to go get that number 1, and he can bring it back to the ship. So after this, we will have enough Pikmin to move that piece of the ship. So let us see. These guys have nothing to do right now. Let's see. So if we zoom in, sometimes it's kind of hard to see exactly where they are if you're not zoomed in all the way. But we can pick this guy. Actually, I said let's pick this guy. You can also rapidly press the A button, and Olimar will automatically walk over to where any Pikmin that have not been picked yet are. And did I accidentally call all of you guys back? Oh, well, let's see. So, you can use up to twice as many Pikmin to carry anything at a time. So, like you see, that has a number 5 on it. So, it requires at least 5 Pikmin, although you can send a maximum of 10 to help move it. So, of course, that would make it move twice as fast. Let's see, let's pick these guys, and we should have enough to get the ship part back to Olimar's ship. Let's see, so let's mash that A button. Oh, many Pikmin seeds sprout at once. I find it rather tedious to pluck them all from the ground. Oh yeah, so I think this is where he actually teaches you that you can rapidly mash the A button. So it's funny, I kind of taught everyone that before he even said anything. And yeah, so basically it's also teaching you to pay close attention. To like which ones are following you and which ones aren't. Let's see, so let's just mash A and pick up all of these guys. And there we go, so let me get all of them back. And I should have more than 19, shouldn't I? After I brought back that 5 and everything, or am I really still missing one? Alright, let's zoom out a bit. I think there was one more flower over here. Okay. So let us get this. And, yeah, so if after we take that back to the show, I guess it'll be a 20. For some reason, I thought we had more, but I guess not. So let me make sure I'm not missing any Pikmin around here anywhere. Don't think I am. Although it says that I only have 16 out of 19, and if 2 of them are there, where am I missing the other one? I'm not entirely sure. You can always just forget about them, since we're going to have 20 after these ones anyway. Well, that probably wouldn't be the smartest thing to do, because of course having more Pikmin is a better thing. But let me see, let's zoom in here so we can actually see what the heck we're doing. Let's pick up all of these things. Alright, so up to 20 now, but where did I lose one? I don't know how I keep losing them either. He's probably lost in the grass here somewhere. Maybe. Maybe. Or maybe he's back over here. I have no idea. I forget if there's an easy way to locate them. Actually, maybe it's this guy. Yeah, how the heck did you even get stuck there? I have no idea. But anyway, now we have 21. We can send a whole bunch of them to carry this thing, and they will take it back to our ship for us, which is pretty cool. Also, I guess I should note, yeah, there's no flowers around here, but you can kick flowers down as Olimar yourself. Although, of course, Pikmin can do it faster. And I guess I could have taken that back to the ship. I think you can end the first day with as many as 25 Pikmin, but there's no point on even worrying about it, since in the next level there are lots of opportunities to get more anyway. I think we should just move along. So let's watch these guys take the piece of the ship back to over here. Also, you will notice at the bottom left there is kind of a green circle. That is Olimar's health, although on the first day there is actually nothing to hurt you. I don't believe there's any way to take damage on the first day. So that is not something that we need to worry about at the moment. Also, if we go up here, there's just kind of a slide. I think there was another spot that you can see over to the left there that did have another 1 pellet on top of it. But like I said, no need to worry about getting all the Pikmin on the first day. We'll get enough in the next part anyway. And there you go. Part of the ship complete. 1 out of 30. Starts tomorrow. So there you go. So that is day 1 down. 29 days remaining. And that you might be thinking, 30 days, 30 parts. You can probably get 1 part in each day. There actually will be a lot of opportunities to get more than 1 part per day. So you can definitely end the game a lot earlier than after 30 days. But it just happens that in this case, after getting 1 part, the day ended. But yeah, here we go. Lift off to the next area. Woo! But as you can see, the game definitely starts off. I mean, there's a lot of things that you need to learn. Like I said, this game came out when I was 9 years old, and I wasn't a super big fan of it at first. I've honestly never been a very big fan of RTS games. Of course, Pikmin is a little bit different. But I mean, especially when I was 9 years old, it was just something I couldn't really get into, although later on I went back to play it. And it is quite an enjoyable game. I mean, there is lots of, kind of need to have good strategy and figure things out, and, be resourceful, but yeah, it is a lot of fun. If you've never have played Pikmin before, I definitely suggest giving it a shot. Let's see. So next thing we're doing is heading over to the forest. After we see some stats of the day, luckily we didn't lose any Pikmin. Sure, let's save. Why not? And save complete. And let's do a little bit more. I don't know if we'll do a full day. but we'll at least get one more part, I think. So let's land in this region and see what we have to do here. The Forest of Hope. So, I mean, yeah, it is kind of really funny. I mean, Europe has had this game for about a... sorry, not this game. Yeah, Europe has had Pikmin 1 for longer than I've had. No. What's it called? Pikmin 3 has already been out in Europe for about a week. Which is pretty funny, considering, I mean, if it's released in Europe, that means that the English version is done. So I don't understand why it has to take longer for it to come out in North America. Now, I mean, I know this is kind of sounding like a rant, but it honestly doesn't really bother me at all. I mean, it's just kind of the way it works out. No point in really worrying about it. So, do I have to take these guys out? Yes, I do. So, start a new day, take the Pikmin out of the onion there. But yeah, what I mean is, like, especially, look at a game like a Mario and Luigi Dream Team. That's been out in Europe for almost a month, or at least it will be out for a month by the time it comes out in North America, so I don't really understand the massive, you know, kind of release date difference there, especially since if it's out in Europe, the English version's done. It's not like, you know, it's in Japan or something like that, and they still have to translate it, so I don't really understand why something takes, why some games can take so much longer to come out in, you know, North America, even if they're already out in Europe. If someone knows the exact reason for why that happens, other than, you know, Nintendo's being a massive troll or something, let me know, because I would actually kind of like to learn the exact reason for that. But anyway, let's see. We have a wall here, and we have Pikmin, and they need to beat it down, and it is probably going to take them a little while. Let's see what else we have around here while we wait. We have a yellow flower, or a flower with a yellow pellet in it anyway. And as you might notice, it looks like there might be another place for some other onions to land, hinting that maybe red Pikmin is not the only color of Pikmin. Wouldn't that be a complete surprise? Let's see, they are working on this wall about halfway done. But now if you look at the top, you'll notice that there is a day meter, and that sun is slowly moving from the left to right. And when it gets all the way to the right, the day will end, and of course it will move on to, you know, the next day. So we'll be on day 3. So you do need to kind of be quick, but you also need to, you know, take some time and kind of think about what the heck you should be doing, too. So, it's all about the planning and, you know, being good at strategizing. But see, they're almost done with the wall. So close. As you can see, there is a guy over there, and that is going to be the first enemy that we encounter in the game. And Pikmin can beat them up, although they can also eat Pikmin, so you kind of need to be careful. Let's see, let's call all of these guys back. If you throw a Pikmin and it lands on top of them, it will flip them over, and you will be in good shape, although you can also throw it directly into his mouth like that. And yeah, it could be absolutely disastrous. Good job, Andrew. Killing Pikmin within, like, you know, the first couple seconds of the level. Once an enemy is dead, you can kind of pick up its corpse and take it back to the ship, and it will be converted into Pikmin. Do not ask me how that works, because I have absolutely no idea. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, we have another enemy here. So you can kind of sneak up from behind, which is definitely the best way to do it, and kind of attack him there. So let's see, let's get some Pikmin to pick up all of these things, so we can convert them into more Pikmin. And yeah, that's pretty much what you want to do. Just get as many Pikmin as you can to make tasks like breaking down walls and pushing bridges as simple as possible. Let's see, you guys can get added to this bunch. And there you go. But as I was saying earlier, Captain Olimar can also knock down flowers, but since Pikmin can do it, I mean, especially if, like, there's a lot of them, I mean, they can do it at a much faster rate. There's not much point on him kicking them down, but it's just, I guess it's one of those things that you can just kind of note that he can do it. Anyway, let's see. There's a whole bunch of guys around here. So we'll just let them all put the pellets into the thing. And I guess we could always just start picking them now. Mashing the A button as fast as we can. And we should have a good number after this, so we can kind of, you know, start venturing on to see what else is in this area. Let's see. Pick up these guys, and pick up that guy. And I do not want to throw any of them. Let's see. So these guys. If you leave Pikmin in the ground long enough, they will eventually, their leaves will turn into flowers, and that makes them stronger. Although, of course, waiting around isn't always the best thing to do, since, you know, the day is going by. Also, you can sometimes pick grass like that and find things like nectar in it, which will automatically make a Pikmin's leaf turn into a flower without having to wait for them while they're inside of the ground. So let's use the nectar directly into flowers, and nutrition, and the things. And there you go. So let's just get them all to eat that. And so this will make them, I believe this helps them knock down things like walls and stuff faster. So I probably should have done this before I got them to knock down that last wall. But anyway, let's see. So I think, are they all still eating? What exactly are they doing? Yeah, it looks like a whole bunch of them are still turning into flower Pikmin. And are they all done? I think they are. So I can call them all back, and here we go. Yeah, whole bunch of flower Pikmin to help us out now. So let's head over here, and we have a whole bunch of stuff. So let's see, we have some more enemies. Okay, so that was a bad throw. Like I was saying, if you throw them directly on top, it will pretty much crush them, just like you saw happen right there. Also, let's see. So beat this guy up. Go, 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 go. Let's see. So we can pick up these corpses. We can pick up this number 10 here. This is the biggest pellet we've seen so far. Ooh, and we can. There's a pretty big enemy, although I'm not going to take it on with only 2 Pikmin by my side. So let's take this pellet back, and let's see. So we can put the 10 in there, we can put the corpses in there, whole bunch of Pikmin coming out. And the day is almost half over. So yeah, if you can usually get between at least like 2 pieces per day, you'll be pretty good. And of course, I mean, there is some leeway since there are 30 days, where even if you only got 1 piece a day, you would still be in pretty good shape. Let's see. Let's pick all of these guys. All this A button mashing is like to prepare you for the Mario Party mini games that you're going to play when your friends come over. Let's see. So let's see. You don't even really have to mash it that fast. I'm just doing it because, you know, that's the kind of mode that Mario Party gets you in. Whenever you have to mash the A button, you always want to do it as fast as possible. Let's see. Alright, so we've got all those guys. We have a total of 55 Pikmin, although one of them is somewhere. I have no idea where the heck they are, but I guess we'll worry about that later. Oh, here he is. I don't even know how you got stuck there. And here is another piece of the ship, so... Why, it's the Eternal Fuel Dynamo! So there we go. We can get the Pikmin to carry this back. And let's see, how many do we need? We need 40 to pick this one up. Luckily, we have that many. So there we go. Overall, like I said, that's why you don't need to worry too much about, you know, building all the way up to 25 Pikmin by the end of the first day, if you just want to get on with it, because right here in the beginning of day 2, there are just tons of opportunities to get new stuff. So, let's see, let's move that over there. And let's put that into the ship. And, yeah, we're almost there, but overall, yeah, let's see. Got all the way to the ship. Put that inside there, and that is 2 parts out of 30. Hey, everyone is happy! Woohoo! See, the Eternal Fuel Dynamo, the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. This should light things up. No more candles for me. Good thing he actually brought some with him. I don't know how many people, when they go into space, think of bringing candles. Anyway, so 3 more, and you will be able to kind of access new areas. But it should be noted that if we go over here and press A, it will tell you just how many more pieces you need, how many pieces you have, how many more pieces you need to go onto new areas, and also it will heal Captain Olimar if he has lost health from any enemies. But luckily we have not. Did I lose a Pikmin again? I don't know where I keep losing them, or why, even for that matter. But let's see. Let's move on just a little bit more, and then we'll probably call it a day. Like, why is there a guy lost over here? I don't remember ever really doing anything that should have made him get lost. But let's call him back. Let's see what we can do about this guy. Anyway, the clock has indicated that it is noon, so we need to pay attention to the sun meter, just as I have said. And yeah, so basically by the end of the day, you always want to get people back, do things like that. So let's see. Let's attack from the top, or we could always, you know, go in from behind and just attack like mad. And darn, I lost a few Pikmin. Like I said, I'm kind of rusty. Darn it, man. I'm losing Pikmin like crazy. Get over here. This is the worst display of things ever. It's a good thing that this is not real life, or I would feel terrible. But luckily, since it is a video game, there's no reason to really feel angry about this. Let's see, so let's get a whole bunch of guys to carry guys over there. Yeah, that was the worst thing that I could probably have done. I was wondering what happened when you threw Pikmin on top of him, but unlike the other enemies, you know, they're bigger, so it does not instantly flip them over. What you really should have done is snuck up from behind and just attacked with the C-stick, but I didn't feel like doing that because, you know, reasons. But I guess that's what I get for trying to do a random game of the day after not playing this game for so long. But there you go, to see, you know, kind of take its corpse. Its eyes are still open after being dead, after being killed. And here we go. We have Pikmin everywhere. And let's see if we can pick these guys once they bloom. This is more A button mashing, which is always fun. Gotta get back all of those Pikmin I kind of just lost, unfortunately. So let's see. So let's get that, let's get that. And we have 49. Can't even have 50, which would have been, you know, a pretty good number to have. But oh well, we'll have to deal with it. Let's just run through here. And let's see, I think I saw one more wall that we have to break down. I think there's something behind this wall that I will show, and then I think we will call it a day. Let me see, so let's break down this wall. Go, guys, go! Unfortunately, I lost a lot of my flower Pikmin, which is a shame. But hopefully 49 of them can still do some pretty quick work of it. But I mean, yeah, speaking of things coming out early in Europe, my good friend Tealgamemaster has already done a complete Let's Play. I mean, I don't think it was 100%, but I mean, all the way to the end of Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Like, that's how ridiculous it is. I mean, it doesn't even come out in North America until mid-August. He's also been playing some Pikmin 3, so I mean, if you want to see a sneak peek of that before it comes out, definitely go and check out Tealgamemaster on his channel, because he is a pretty cool guy. Anyway, this wall is almost destroyed. And after we get through here, you'll see we have another big enemy. Let's do this the correct way this time, why don't we? So let's see, just break this little final piece of wall. And we should be able to sneak around. Okay. Alright, so let's go around here. Actually, we need to call these guys back. Silly guys. Okay. Only 45, but I guess we'll just have to deal with that. I never said to break down those plants. So if you sneak up from behind, you can just kind of use the C-stick to attack from behind, and it's usually pretty good, just like that. That is definitely what I should have done the first time, but you know, I just wanted to try doing it the other way, and that did not end up working out so well. Let's see, so you guys can all carry those things back. But what I really want to show here is this thing. And here we have found another onion, and this is the yellow onion, which will allow us to now get yellow Pikmin. So different Pikmin have different abilities. Like, I believe the red ones are a little bit stronger, but the yellow ones can be thrown higher, and they can also pick up bomb rocks, which you'll need to use to blow up stone walls. Like, I think there's one, like right here. You can even see some bomb rocks there. So this always kind of reminded me of the cap switches from a game like Mario 64, where, you know, you'd find the different colored switches, and then you could use, you know, the different colored blocks. So it's almost kind of the same scenario for the Pikmin, where once you find the different colored onion, you can then use their abilities. So there you go. Kind of have some text about it here. But yeah, I just wanted to show how you find the different colors of Pikmin like that. And yeah, so like I said, the yellow ones can do different things. You can also, of course, get, you know, yellow pellets, and the red ones are silly, and they're going to take it back to the red thing. But we're not even actually going to worry about that, because like I said, I wanted to show that you can find a different color of Pikmin like that, but I think this is where I am going to call it a day. I hope that everyone enjoyed that. Pikmin, you know, it's kind of an interesting game to watch, because at first it starts out kind of slow with the tutorial and stuff like that. But as you move on, it does get a lot more interesting with the enemies and, you know, the different things that the different Pikmin can do. So yeah, I hope that everyone enjoyed that, and if you are looking forward to Pikmin 3, don't forget it comes out this Sunday in North America, so definitely go and pick that up. But anyway, hope that everyone enjoyed that, and I hope to see you next time for something different. So thanks, and see you later.